Hello kids! Welcome to my channel. I'm here again, your sweet teacher Jane. We will start with these emoticons, or we usually call them emojis. And I know you are familiar with these things. This expresses different emotions that we actually use in our messages in Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, or even text messages. Am I right? Before I proceed, if you are new to my channel, please click the subscribe button and the small bell for you to be updated on my next video lessons. If you have questions or you have topics to suggest for me to do, please write it in the comment section and I will try my very best to find time doing it. For our learning competency for today, we have determining the tone, mood, and purpose of the author. We will talk about your feelings when you are reading stories or selections and know about the tone, mood, and purpose of the author. This is one way to understand the writer towards what we read. First, we have the tone. It is the writer-centered. It is the attitude of a writer takes towards the subject of the reader. Next is mood. It is reader-centered. It is influenced by the setting. It is the feeling you get while reading the story. This could be happiness, sadness, darkness, anger, suspicion, loneliness, and even excitement. And for the purpose of the author is to entertain, to inform, and to persuade the reader. The author wants us to enjoy his writings. And now I'll be giving you some of the tone words represented by an emoji. Amused, cheerful, gloomy, threatening, suspicious, serious, authoritative, arrogant, horror, irritated, humorous, playful, angry, formal, sad, witty, worried, and informal. These are the tone words that we could have to determine the tone of this selection. And these are the mood words represented by an emoji: alarming, annoyed, ashamed, frightening, frustrating, happy, boastful, depressed, sarcastic, sentimental, suspenseful, romantic, sorrowful, and stressed. Mood and tone words are very important because they help in creating the meaning of a story. To relate to the story, you also need to understand the purpose of the author for writing. For you to be able to understand well our lesson, let's have the following passages, then we will determine the tone it represents. Number 1. Wow! With your high energy, top scores, and excellent answer, that performance is winning. If you are going to choose scary and excited, which do you think is the tone of our selection? If your answer is excited, you are correct. For number 2, I will not give you mercy. I'll give you punishment. You are going to choose angry and excited. If your answer is angry, you are correct. For number 3, oh, do I have to sit on a boring movie entry tomorrow? For you to choose, we have annoyed and scary. If you chose annoyed, you are correct. For the last selection, we have she delicately placed the cool baby on a soft, freshly cleaned blanket. You are going to choose calm and angry. If you chose calm, you are correct. And that is how we determine the tone. And now let us read each paragraph and determine the mood of the following selection. The first one, this was yesterday's event. The dining table was full of fruits, bread, chocolates, juices, and colorful decorations. The children were all singing and playing. The mood that we have is happiness, with all the food on the table and the children singing and playing. For the second one, alone, I sat in front of the floor, seeing no one else but me. Looking around are just the chirping birds that flies here and there. We have a mood of loneliness because of being all alone. For the third one, it was an unforgettable moment. The gym was filled with people who came from other schools. Seeing scoreboard made one eyes for all of us to yell. This is excitement, for it is the most awaited part. That is how we determine the mood. Moving on is, let us now determine the purpose of the author of each selection, if it is to inform, to persuade, or to entertain. To inform is giving informations or having some data. To persuade is giving positive and negative informations or creating an argument and confusions. To entertain is to show hospitality or take into consideration. Let's have the first one. Tofu is becoming very popular as a low-calorie, cholesterol-free meat substitute. This white cheese-like substance is made from the considered milk of soybeans. It is extremely high in protein and low in sodium. And the purpose of the author is to persuade. For number 2, the most popular places are surely very beautiful. You will love the scenery because it matches good mood with soft music and colorful lights just like what you see on my pictures. The purpose is to inform. For the third one, I will try to give the person reading this article some idea of the real nature of Gothic architecture, not just of Venice, but of universal Gothic. One of the most interesting part of our study is found here. The purpose is to entertain. That is how we determine the purpose of the author. Having all those discussion part, it's now your time to answer an activity. Determine the tone of each selection and circle the correct answer in the box. I will just give you a few seconds to answer it, and if you need more time, you may pause this video. Time's up. Time to check your work. For number 1, we have scary. And number 2, we have worried. For number 3, it's excitement. Number 4, angry. And number 5, annoyed. If you got all correct answers, well, good job.
Clap.
For our next activity, determine the mood of each selection and circle the emoji that represents the mood. And these are the choices. Again, you may pause this video while answering. If you need more time, you may do so. Time to check your work. For number 1, the answer is frightening. Number 2, we have happy. For number 3, the answer is ashamed. And number 4, the answer is alarming. Now, if you got all correct answers again, very good and well done.
Clap.
And that ends our lesson. Happy learning! Thank you for watching. See you next time on my next videos.